Our story begins, we see men in suits, and then we see our protagonist in a bad situation. His name is Park Kang-tae. He is in this bad situation but he still has cigarette in his mouth. Then we see a man telling him that they will give him time to smoke. Then our hero lit the cigarette and starts smoking. Then a man said to another bald man to kill our hero in one shot so that he don't suffer more pain, and he agreed. Then the bald man came close to the hero with a knife and said, "Sorry brother." Then our hero throw or spit whatever the cigarette and said that he know they have been ordered to kill him. Park Kang-tae remembers his past. He was a boxer and he had a great potential, and in high school he was called a promising prospect in the boxing world, but he couldn't control his young blood and got into fights, and one time he was hit by an enemy, and now he could never box again. He is regretting that there might be another way to come back and he could at least make a living as a boxer, but now it's all over. Then we see he is about to die but he was thinking if he had another chance. Then his eyes closed. It looks like he is going to die. Then we hear some voices and it looks like they were trying to wake someone named Kalli, and then we see our hero reincarnated into Kalli but he is in bad shape. 3 boys were running and it looks like they're the ones who beat up our hero. He opens his eyes, and then he remembers that he definitely died from being stabbed, and in whose body he is. After a few days we see training ground and a guy who is speaking to boys in front of him saying that whoever loses a match has to go to the mine, and we got to know that this is a boxing school. Then we see that guy and he is the instructor and I think his name is Nixer. Then he speaks that if they don't want to go to mine they have to train like they are gonna die, and then he starts assigning pairs who are gonna fight each other. He starts by naming Taurus and Meros, Undat and Bizon, Kizo and Damien, Johnny and Caesar, and then Slit and Kalli, and they will have a match in a week. And it looks like all the matches are one-sided. Then Kalli speaks in his mind that the instructor made matches between inferiors and superiors, but he can't go to mine because many people still die there by accidents or lung disease in the 21st century, and he must avoid going to the mine. The instructor called our hero and said to follow him. Then some guy speaks that Kalli is getting special treatment again, and he can't keep up with the training. Then we see instructor and Kalli, and instructor told Kalli that he has submitted Kalli name to the owner for discharge, and Kalli respond and thinks why is he so calm, and thinks that he has a small built and if he goes to mine like this he will die. Then instructor speaks again saying that he will recommend to the owner that Kalli be sold to different master, but Kalli responds that he will go to the match. The instructor was surprised that if it were usually he would have cried, and our hero respond that he will definitely become a boxer, and our hero is really serious. The instructor agreed, but if Kalli change his mind he can come anytime. The Kalli starts leaving and thinks that he is not Kalli. Until recently he was a gangster named Park Kang-tae who lived on Earth, but now he got a second chance as a boy named Kalli and got opportunity to do boxing again. But the only problem is his body. He has weak bones and insufficient stamina, and his growth spurt is late. And it seems like the boy Kalli has been bullied many times, and it must be because of his frail body. He was thinking why he got second chance in this body, but then someone called Kalli and they were the ones who bullied Kalli. We see Slit approaching Kalli, then he punched Kalli and starts speaking that he never liked Kalli but instructor always treat him special, and then we got to know that Kalli's father was a boxing champion. Another guy near the tree was thinking Kalli is so pathetic, but then we see our hero is holding on and was thinking how much pathetic the owner of this body was. Then Slit said he only has to see Kalli face for a week, and our hero responded saying because Slit is going to the mine. Then Slit throw a punch. Kalli was thinking how he could dodge Slit's attack, but then Kalli sees Slit's attack getting slower, then he dodged Slit's attack. The guy near the tree noticed it. Our hero was doubting that this was an illusion, but it was not. He can see the trajectory of the fist clearly. He dodged Slit's attacks and starts to attack where Slit's guard so down, and the attack landed and everyone was shocked, but then Slit grabbed Kalli and said that he was surprised for nothing and punched him, and they left him laying on the ground. That guy sees Kalli and then left. Then we see our hero, but then he starts laughing and was thinking why didn't he notice this? The thing that is just important as the body weight in boxing is eye-hand coordination and reflexes. With eye coordination he can see the grain of sand falling and follow their movements, and with reflexes he can dodge punches. With this he is not going to the mine and he will win. It looks like our hero so confident that he will survive. Then we got to know about the history of fighters. 20 years ago the armored gladiators revolt against kingdom. Even regular troops can hardly hold them. It was a tough situation. The kingdom barely suppressed the rebellion and abolished the slave gladiator system. And after that fighters were born. They fought opponents with bare fists and give audience pleasure. And that what our hero found about fighters in this world, but with this king of body he will be destroyed. Then we see morning exercise. Everyone was running. A guy running with our hero said that if he is exhausted he can run slowly, but our hero responded that he can still run. But it doesn't look like that. Our hero is doing everything to survive here, because if he doesn't have strength he can't survive in this place. Then the instructor said, "Now it's over, everyone stop." Our hero in his mind thinking that he can run better ever and while being drunk or smoking. This shows how much he need to improve his new body. Then the instructor was thinking the boy who always falls behind is now in the middle pack. It looks like he was surprised that Kalli is keeping up with this training. He was wondering what happened to him. Then he heard some boys talking about Kalli. One kid said that he run with all his might today after getting beaten up. Then another kid said that Kalli is acting strange after his head got hurt. That instructor screams, "What do they mean the Kalli head got hurt?" And both kids were shocked to see him. Instructor was thinking that Kalli was beaten by another group. One kid said that he was beaten harder than usual. Another kid said that he thought that Kalli was dead because he was bleeding from everywhere, from head, nose and more. The instructor was thinking that Kalli was changed because he felt death, but still he will wait and see. And then he made both kids run more 50 laps. Well, they deserve that, of course. They starts running. Then in the afternoon we see everyone training on their own, lifting weights, etc. Then we see our hero who is thinking everyone is training hard to avoid going to mine. Then he starts his training too. But this training is not effective because with his body he can't give his opponent great damage. He need to focus on jaw because it is the only critical area he can deal great damage, because it will shake the skull. He needs to hit and make them fall. He need to aim perfectly for the jaw. Then another instructor asked him what he is doing. Then Kalli responded that he is training. Of course he is. But the instructor said, "Why is he not training like other guys?" Our hero said that can't he train in different style and looks like this. Pissed the instructor, and he said that we were fighters before he was even born. It will be no good in ignoring the veterans. Then Kalli in his mind that in this place they use slugger boxing style. It's same as a heavyweight fight in his world, but he can't train it with this body. Then the instructor was saying Kalli to pick up the log and repeat it again. But then Nixer arrived at the scene and said to our hero that is he training his father's style, and if that's the case he can learn it in this camp because it is a style of a champion. Then it's something to learn, and said keep that up. The Nixer in his mind thinking Kalli's father was a champion but not a boxer, and did he teach any other training methods to Kalli? He must have changed after that day and now he feels different. Then after some time we see Kalli who is very tired and his is hungry too and want to eat something sweet. Then he see apples on a tree. Then he climbed up the tree and starts eating apple. But then someone called, "What is he doing? Why can't someone let him eat his apple in peace?" Then we see a girl and she is a noble lady. Our hero was trying to explain himself, but she says that he can pick an apple for her and get down if he don't have an explanation. Then he gives an apple to her and she starts eating. Then she says, "Don't he know this is a noble garden? Slaves are not allowed here. If he got caught he will be punished." Kalli respond that he don't know. Then she speaks that it looks like he don't know her. Her name is Azalea Adjust, but we will call her Red Hair Girl, and her father is Baron Godolph Adjust and he is Kalli and other slaves' master. Then she asked him what is his name and he said his name, and she said that she will pretend that she didn't see him because he gave her apple, but if he got caught again she will whip the whip herself. She is scary. Then she said to leave the place immediately before others see him, and he left. Then she thought that he is small and weak for a boxing slave. Then while eating the apple she was saying his name. Then we see our hero who was training and it looks like he is improving. Then we see Slit who was lifting a log. He noticed our hero and was thinking that he is attracting more attention by his unheard training, and that day he even hit him, and if it continues like this then he may lose to Kalli. Because of frustration he throws the log on the ground, and asked another guy why hasn't the instructors come yet, and he responded that master called them and they left. Then with an evil smile in Slit's face he said he will test our hero in advance, then he will show who is the boss here. Then he comes near our hero and tried grabbing his head and smash it into the ground. but then our hero not only dodged his attack but turned to Slit's direction and attacked his chin, but looks like it barely missed. Then our hero said sorry to Slit and said that he was focused in his training, he don't notice Slit, and asked did his face got hurt, but Slit responded that he is fine. But looks like Slit got humbled. Then with a scary look our hero said that's a relief and Slit shouldn't get hurt before the match. Slit was scared as, then our hero got back to his training. Then our hero in his mind that he saw many guys like Slit in his organization, and those who act tough and make others look weak he will crush them all. Then Taurus noticed both of them and said that it was a coincidence, but Kalli really attacked Slit. Then he approached Slit and said is he worried, he is looking pale. Slit responded that he is not worried, but we can clearly see that in his face. Then he said that he was lucky that he got opponent like Kalli, he has nothing to worry about it. Then Taurus said that Kalli has changed a lot, usually he would annoy everyone and get beaten, but lately he has determination in his eyes, like he will not live life like before. Then he said to Slit that he should not let his guard down and be careless, and Slit in his mind thinking that even Taurus noticed it, but then he said Slit to cool down and not to worry about Kalli and send him into the mine, and Slit said of course he will, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Then at Godulf Mansion we see Red Hair Girl and her father and 5 instructors sitting. The master said that looks the preparation of the match is going well, and instructor respond yes, and they even started living in training facility. Then Godulf mentioned Taurus and said he is a promising one, how is he doing? Then Nixar said that Taurus has good balance on strength and agility and is skilled and has a great eye, he can aim for champion title. Then Godulf asked Nixar something he wanted to him to do. He said that their training center's reputation has been declining and they have been struggling financially, and because of that they have to send half of the slave to the mine due to the lack of the funds. So he want to invite commoners as spectators and get some money, and commoners have missed boxing fights too, they will definitely love it, and told Nixar to show them a match worth watching. Then Nixar in his mind thinking that the master is incomplete and the reason training center's reputation fell is because Godulf is greedy. Godulf August Baron has been running training centers for 15 years, and for the first 5 years he has maintained the training centers because of the boxers he got from his ancestors, but for the next 10 years he forced them to fight too much and they all died. August territory is barren and has a little farmland. He has been running his family with the training center's income, but now it not enough either. Not only that, but he sent some young boxer to the tournament in the kingdom few years ago, they would have been alive, and if he hadn't done that the training centers would have rise again. Then red-haired girl said that she will watch the match too, so prepare a seat for her too. Then Godulf said don't she disliked the matches because it was barbaric, she said it okay to watch sometime. Then Nixar said that it might be too stimulating for her. Then she responds stimulating means fun, right? Then Godulf said okay if she wants to see it so badly, but red hair girl in her mind saying she don't like the matches but she wants to see how our hero will fight in the match. Then the day of the match arrived, we see a huge stadium, then we see our hero who was getting ready and was thinking finally it time, then he entered the arena. Then we see someone raising hand and we see crowd cheering. Then we see it was Taurus. It looks he easily won the match. We see Godulf and instructor. Godulf said to Nixar that he raised Taurus well in this 1 year and made him a champion. Then another instructor called Salite, looks like they changed his name, and Kalli, red hair girl, was wondering everyone was looking muscular and strong, but Kalli, how will he become a boxer with that body? Then Nixar says that physique is an absolute factor for a fighter because it can directly impact the fighter's strength, however there is still a way. Then we see Kalli and Salite there were taking their stance. Then Salite said to our hero to surrender because if he fight him he would not return in a good condition, but then our hero responded that if Salite ability was as good as his mouth he would have become a champion. Our hero in his mind thinking that he knew this would happen. The most serious difference is between their physique. He can't do good damage to Salite's torso, he need to aim at his jaw. Now he only need to do 2 things, then he dodges his attack, he need to bend Salite's body like this, then he continues to dodge his attacks. Then audience were screaming don't just run, are you a scary cat, and more, and we see Salite getting provoked by them. His stamina was finishing, but why can't he hit Kalli? That's what he was thinking, and then Kalli again was avoiding all of his attacks and that is making Salite's stamina lose more than his. Then Salite guard was down, our hero was going to attack him but then he grabbed him and punched him really hard, which did a great damage on Kalli ribs. Kalli was thinking this is cheating, but still why everyone was cheering. He was on floor. He never thought this would happen. Then he starts getting up. He finally got up. It looks like he has broken down ribs, but that not the problem now. Instructor said, can he still fight? But our hero on his own mind thinking he has already died once, he will not give up. Slight speaks to Kalli that he will regret standing up. Our hero's ribs are damaged now, he can't move freely. It will be harder for him to fight. Then Slight starts to attack, but our hero will do everything to survive. He takes the attack on his forehead, which damaged Slight's hand the most. And at that moment his guard was down. Our hero ran towards him. Slight attacks him, but he dodged the attack. And now he finally got a chance to send Slight in the mine. He hit the jaw really hard. It looks like it did a great damage to Slight, but then he smiles and said that did he think only one punch is enough for him, but then he fainted and falls on the ground. The audience were shocked. The instructor was counting, but Slight was not gonna wake up, and now the winner is Kalli. Everyone were shocked. How does a skinny boy won? Our hero was relieved that he is alive and said he will not let his second chance go in vain.